Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on this video. What I have here is a 1988 Chevy Silverado 4x4 with a 3500 engine, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the oil pressure sensor. There's the oil pressure sensor. As you can see, it's covered in oil, which means it's leaking, which also means it's broken. The first thing you're going to need to do is disconnect the wire sticking out of the top of the sensor. This should just slide out with a little bit of force, but for some reason I struggled with it. This next part is just a precaution. I clean around the nut to make sure there isn't any dirt that falls into our oil system. To unscrew your oil sensor, you're going to need a 9/16 size wrench, and it should just unscrew pretty easily. Here we've got the old sensor. Right there you can kind of see where the oil's been leaking down the side of the sensor. Okay, here's the new sensor. Now, when this sensor showed up, it didn't have a wire connection on the top of it, so I put my own on, which this one doesn't match the one under the truck. So that means that this little guy here also has to change. To change the connection, which you probably won't have to do, I just used the wire strippers and cut the old connection off, and then I used those same wire strippers to strip the insulation off the end of the wire. I couldn't record this because it required both of my hands, but basically to connect the wire, you'd stick the bare end inside of this blue part, and then you'd use a wire crimpers to pinch the blue part in on the wire. After you have the wire hooked up to your sensor, you're going to need to wrap the threads of your sensor in some kind of like sealant tape, and then you'll be good to screw the sensor in. Now, I kind of made a mistake when I bought this sensor. It's got the wrong size threads, so yeah. If you are smarter than me and bought the right size sensor, congratulations. But when screwing it in, it doesn't need to be super tight, but it also doesn't need to be super loose, kind of just like right in the middle. After you get the sensor in, you should be good to go, but if it still doesn't work, your gauge might be broken or the wire might be bad.